What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Tristin. TaZe. Hope you all are having a wonderful, fantastic day. Thank you guys so much for tuning back into the channel for a brand new Call of Duty Modern Warfare video. In today's video, guys, what we're going to be taking a look at are the top 10 best class subs you guys can use as of the brand new update, as well as Season 2 for Modern Warfare. So before we get into it, if you guys could please leave a like down below, as well as subscribe to the channel if you guys are brand new. That'd be incredibly freaking awesome. Thank you guys so much for all the support you guys have been showing on the channel as of very recently. I got a ton of amazing content for you guys and everything like that. But that being said, let's get into today's video. So the first class sub that I have for you guys is one that I personally like a lot when I am playing in hardcore or just trying to get a lot of really nice gameplays for you guys, especially maybe just trying to rush around the map and stuff. That's with the MP5. So for this class setup, guys, with the barrel, I am using the integral suppressor and everything, which does block the muzzle, but it still does very, very well. Then I'm using the Ranger foregrip, the 10mm 30-round mags. I'm using FMJ, and then as well, guys, I'm using the FTAC stock. In terms of things, the accuracy is going to be really, really good on this. The damage is going to be really good. You are going to have a little bit of a hit in range, and fire rate, and control, but nonetheless, you can practically fix that by doing something as small as typically changing the underbarrel from the Ranger to the Commando foregrip. In terms of things, most times the perks, the lethals, and the tacticals are going to be the same on all these classes. So I'm running Scavenger, Ghost, and Tracker. That way, when I'm playing on hardcore, I'm able to get ammo a lot faster. I'm able to stay off the minimap. Hopefully that helps me get kills a lot easier. And then Tracker, because of the fact that you don't have a minimap, so being able to see enemy footsteps is going to be a lot more compromising and stuff like that. In terms of things, I'm running the Molotov cocktail and the stun grenade, so that's going to help out as well. Now, moving on, guys, I have the XRK variant of the M4A1. So for this, I'm using the stock M16 Grenader, the Commando foregrip, the rubberized grip tape, the sniper scope, so I can get long shots and things like that, as well as see enemies from a farther distance. And then as well, guys, when it comes down to it, I'm using the SynGuard Arms Invader stock on this, rather than normally running FMJ or so forth. In terms of things, the accuracy, the damage, the range, and for the most part, the fire rate and control are going to be really, really good. Only thing that is a downside is the mobility because of the sniper scope. Again, you know, the same perks for the most part, and then I'm also running the 357 on this class for when I do eventually run out of ammo every once in a while. Moving forward, guys, one of my favorite classes as of recently, that being the MP7 Piercer. So for this class up, guys, I'm running Muzzle Brake with the FSS Recon, Commando foregrip, FMJ, and then as you guys can see, I'm running the Forge Tac Stalker stack, which is really, really good. The accuracy is good. The damage and the range have a boost, as well as control is just higher than everything on this. So you're going to be able to get a lot of nice and accurate shots off at people and so forth. Now, when it comes down to it, guys, the next class is with the M13. This is one that I personally really like a lot, even though that this gun occasionally will get buffed or nerfed back and forth. When it comes down to it, I'm running the Muzzle Brake with the Tempest Marksman barrel, Commando foregrip, the 300 blackout round mags, which are really, really good. I'm running FMJ, and then for the stock on this, I'm running not a stock at the moment, but you probably could put one on and everything. But nonetheless, this is still a very accurate gun. You have the accuracy, the damage, the range, and the control all at a plus. Again, the mobility is just something that you can't fix in this game and so forth. When it comes down to the next class up, guys, we're using the 5.56, one of my favorite guns in free-for-all as well as in hardcore, because this gun shreds against people. You got the compensator with the 24.4 sniper barrel. You got the Commando foregrip. You got FMJ. And then for the stock, guys, going to be running the ultralight hollow stock, which is really, really good. On this class, though, I'm running the X16 instead of the 357. And that's just because I'm used to it with this class. This was a default that I ended up just keeping that pistol and so forth. Moving on to the next one, guys, we got, personally, not a gun I like to use, but it's fun occasionally, that being the 725. So I'm using muzzle brake, sawed-off barrel, commando foregrip. I'm using FMJ, and then for the stock, guys, I'm not using a stock, but possibly could put one on in the future, and so forth. With this class, guys, I'm using the 1911, which is a little bit of a change of pace for me, and so forth. When it comes down to it, for the next class, guys, I'm using the P90 Stygian, which is really, really nice. You got the compensator, the forged tack retribution barrel, the stippled grip tape, FMJ, and then as well, guys, the heavy stock pro, which is going to do really, really good for the accuracy, the damage, the range, and the control. Fire rate as well is just absolutely insane on a gun like this, especially in hardcore. Mobility is something that you're going to have to deal with, but there's not much to do with this gun. There's not like a commando foregrip or anything like that when it comes down to it for this gun. Now, moving forward to the next class sub, I'm using the Uzi blowback, which is actually really, really a fun gun to use once you're able to get used to it. This is a gun I personally tried on shipment a lot, and it absolutely destroys people. So for this class, I have the muzzle brake with the 13.1 first responder barrel, commando foregrip, FMJ. I have the optics, reflex, and then for the stock, guys, I do not have a stock at the moment, but I probably would recommend the ultralight. And then when it comes down to it, guys, the secondary weapon, that being the X16 Impossible Task, and so forth. This one, I am running the Monolithic Suppressor, Lightweight Trigger, the Vanguard Elite, and the Mo Money perk. So definitely going to do very, very well in terms of that. The next one, guys, is one that I personally have loved to use here on the channel, that being the M4 variant of the, or the purest variant, of the M4A1. For this class, I'm using the compensator with the Corvus Custom Marksman barrel. I'm using the commando foregrip, the 32 para round mags. I normally would run FMJ on this class, guys, but instead I'm using the M16 stock, and this just really blows everything out of the water. The accuracy is really good, the damage is good, the range is insane, the fire rate is even better. The control is just absolutely dominant with this gun, and so forth, that it just has to be one of my top classes in this game so far. And then the last class sub that I'm using, guys, is one as of very recently, that being the AUG. And I'm using compensator, the 622 long barrel, and then I'm using the commando foregrip, the rubberized grip tape, and then for the stock, guys, I'm using the heavy stock pro, and so forth, with the X16 as well. Now, when it comes down to my streaks, guys, I typically like to run UAV, VTOL jet, and chopper gunner. Occasionally I will switch it up and so forth just to see how I may do, but typically this is what I run with, and then I like to do dead silence for my field upgrades. So hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you guys did, please make sure to leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel if you guys are brand new. With that being said, my name is Tristin. I'll see all of you in the next one.